in a round of applause. Now, you don't get a murmur. Why? Ronnie O'Sullivan. The Rocket. Right-handed, left-handed, round the back of his head, through his legs. He can throw a shot in the book. It's amazing. A 147 break in 5 minutes and 20 seconds from 147. It used to take Terry Griffiths that long to break off. 5 minutes and 20 seconds, you can't even, well, a boiled egg and half a boiled egg. Yeah, I don't know, what can you do in five? It's just amazing player, so fantastic. For that break, he got £147,000 for the 147, £22,000 for the highest break of the event. It wasn't equal or beaten. £169,000 for 5 minutes and 20 seconds work, which is a very, very good hourly rate. It's not the first time it had been done in the World Championship, not the first time also that somebody had made £147,000. First player to do that, Stephen Hendry. Yeah. First player to make 100 grand from making a 147 break, Jimmy White, the Crucible.
Hey! Oh, come on, definitely.
First player to make a 147 break at the Crucible, Cliff Thorburn. Sunk to his knees, 25 grand. First televised, me. I think by now we all know what I got for it. And if anybody doesn't know, there's a clue in the fact the tournament was called the Larder Cars Classic.
You still got it, yeah? Okay. Something big there.
Who has the ladder?
The tournament before, because one hadn't been made, you know, they were all thinking it was harder than a 9-dart finish. It turns out it's probably not as hard as a 9-dart finish. But at the time, nobody made one, so the prize money was going up. There was a lot more interest in the game. They were saying, well, this will never be made. We can insure against it, a cheap rate, insurance, like a bet against it, and we can offer, so the tournament before, 100 grand. The tournament after the Larder Cars Classic, 100 grand. But Larder, I thought, no, we'll give one of our cars away.
You got it.
And I got it. I had to have a publicity photograph the next day with the thing. Right? I put 2 paper bags over me just in case one split. Right? And then, the actual story of it, just for going to about you still got it, right? I gave it to my parents, because at the time I had a Porsche. Right? I thought, I'm not going to be seen dead in this thing. But actually, I did drive it, but I gave it to my parents. Then about a year and a half later, they sold it and got a Jeep version. So somebody in the next road. And two months after, somebody nicked it. Somebody stole a Larder. What type of people are out there? People from Nottingham. They steal Larders and ship them to Leicester.
He's still got it. He's pumped out back.
The next year, remember the Yugo?
Yeah.
The Yugoslavian version of the Larder? They saw the publicity Larder got, so they thought they'll have a tournament as well. So we had the Yugo Cars Classic. I just refused to put a black off the spot. So I played it right-handed, played it left-handed. I'm going to tentatively try with Anthony watching to play a slightly different way. Play the shot Phil Taylor style.
Yeah.
Phil Taylor, dart player.
Yeah.
Dart players, so they use one hand. So what I'm going to try to do is pot the red, screw back one-handed under pressure. Because I'm not going to mess the cloth up. When I do play this shot, and if it does go right, I'll get it right once in every second exhibition. Usually what happens is somebody says, they might, their mate, you might watch it, your friend might come in for a game the next day, he didn't come tonight, you know, right? And you're going to say, what a shot I saw last night. Some bloke, used to have red hair, down to the slate now. Quite interesting. And you're going to show your friend what I'm going to try and do now. And you're going to go, rip. And you're going to rip the cloth. And you'll be thrown out of the club by the club owner. And you won't be allowed back. He said, don't try this shot. It's a very difficult shot. You can do a lot of damage to the cloth. But I'm going straight after this exhibition. So I'm a toss, really. Okay, so here we go. This is now Phil Taylor will play the shot, one hand. Oh, God. That's it, really close. I'll play a stunt shot. That's good enough for me, that was pure. That was pure. Now left-handed, now one-handed, left-handed, yeah, right. Okay, I'll get a little bit more between. There's a young lad that I was speaking to earlier.
Connor.
Connor, come round. Big round of applause to Connor. Can you play, Connor? Can you knock the ball around? Yeah, okay, grab all around. Okay, Connor. I get bored with trick shots. And if I get bored with them, they must be boring. Because I was considered back in the 80s the most boring, stupid player in the game. Actually, how old are you, Connor? 11. Going to be 12 soon. So in 1985, that famous Blackpool final lost to Dennis Taylor. In 1980, you would have been -14. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I used to be? Do you know who I used to be? I used to be the best player in the world. I was like buzzing. I used to win everything. Right? I was like a cross between Jimmy White, Judd Trump and Ronnie O'Sullivan, all put together, don't tell him, right? All mixed up, right? And I won all the tournaments. And it was fantastic back then. And everybody watched on the television, and everybody loved me, right? Well, to start with, everybody loved me, right? Okay. But then this strange thing happened, Colin, right? A bizarre thing happened. People started getting bored with the same person winning, right? They put 2 and 2 together and made 5. And they thought, if they're getting bored, that I must be boring. Yeah. It wasn't my fault, they had a low attention span. Right? Then, David Vine would come on, he's like Hazel Irving but uglier, right? He'd ask me questions about snooker. So I answered him about snooker. And people said, there you go, all he does is talk about snooker. I couldn't win, right? Even my girlfriend at the time thought I was getting boring. I thought I'd nip this in the bud. I took her out, I booked a nice table for 2, waste of time. She only potted 3 balls. One of those was exactly, I know, but I mean, anybody can get a lot. I beat her 5-1, we were back home in bed by 9 o'clock, waste of a night. Well, I got a kick. I first found out I was boring, right? A bloke came up to me and said, Steve, he said, my brother's been involved in a bit of car crash. He's going to be all right, but he's in a coma, we've got to wake him up as quickly as possible. He's going to wake up, we've got to wake him up fast. Can you do a tape for him? That's like an MP3 file, right? Can you do a tape for him? Because he's a big snooker fan. I thought, okay. So I did the tape, and it worked. After 5 minutes, he got out of bed, turned the tape on. We're going to practice whack up the table, just to see the action, see the technique, just to whack it up the table. Okay, fair enough. One more whack, a straight line. Okay. Is that a straight line? Okay, it's not a straight line. It's difficult without guides. That's good enough for me. Okay, I want you to hit a bit harder on this one. Right, okay. So what Connor's going to do